The Finalizer. The Finalizer was a Resurgent-class Star Destroyer and the flagship of the First Order led by General Hux and Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens. It was secretly built in the First Order's orbital factories after the Battle of Endor, violating the Galactic Concordance. At 2,915 meters long, nearly twice the size of an Imperial-class Star Destroyer, it stretched the length of 30 football fields. The Finalizer carried a crew of over 55,000, including around 8,000 stormtroopers and a complement of TIE fighters, shuttles, and support ships, armed with ion cannons, point defense lasers, tractor beams, and turbo lasers that were enhanced by kyber crystals from the unknown regions. These weapons were more powerful and faster to recharge than those of the Empire. Its bridge was built for the First Order's High Command, equipped with advanced tech for real-time battle data. A specialized docking collar enabled the rapid deployment of troops and equipment during ground assaults. The flagship was never actually destroyed in any Star Wars media. All we know so far is that it survived The Force Awakens. The Interdictor-class Star Destroyer. The Interdictor-class Star Destroyer was a successor to the Immobilizer 418 cruiser. Built by the Galactic Empire, it used mass shadow generations to pull ships out of hyperspace or block their entry into it. Though not commonly seen in the Imperial Navy, it was a serious threat to rebel forces that relied on hit-and-run tactics. Interdictors were deployed against the rebellion in 4 BBY, before the Battle of Yavin, with several in the 7th Fleet. The Interdictor measured 1,600 meters long, 900 meters wide, and 400 meters tall. It crewed 7,000 personnel and carried 1,000 stormtroopers. Armed with turbo lasers, ion cannons, and missile launchers, it featured decent armor and shielding but lacked heavy firepower, relying instead on support from other capital ships for frontline combat. 4 massive generators extended from its hull, generating an interdiction field that could trap enemy vessels or prevent escape. In Legends, the Interdictor continued to be used by the Imperial Remnant and other factions after the fall of the Empire. Some were even retrofitted with stealth technology for surprise attacks. It served as Darth Vader's command ship shortly after the Battle of Yavin, until it was destroyed above Jasbina by rebel pilot Jal Tignev, the Eclipse. The Eclipse was the first of its class and served as Palpatine's flagship after he came back in a clone body. It played a key role in his Dark Empire's attack on the New Republic stronghold Da Suka V in 10 ABY, with its mix of advanced technology and firepower. The Eclipse could destroy entire planets, making it nearly unstoppable. While ships like the Executor and Vengeance were longer, the Eclipse had more volume and weight. Its super laser was powerful enough to fire at 2/3 the strength of a Death Star's. At 17,500 meters long, about 5 times the height of the Burj Khalifa, it could hold over 700,000 crew members, 150,000 troops, and 600,000 tons of cargo. It was basically designed to take on whole fleets by itself. The Eclipse was destroyed during the final battle of the Dark Empire comics in 10 ABY. Lando Calrissian led a mission to attack the ship, which caused a chain reaction that took it down after it fired its super laser at the New Republic. The Gladiator-class Star Destroyer. The Gladiator-class Star Destroyer first appeared in Nexus of Power in starships and speeders, and was introduced in the Pirates of Tarnunga in Star Wars Legends. This smaller Imperial warship, about 500 to 600 meters long, was designed during the Clone Wars by Wallach's Blissex and completed by Kuat Drive Yards. Despite its size, it was equipped with turbo lasers, missile launchers, tractor beams, and a hangar that could hold 24 starfighters, some AT-STs, and a small ground force. It was built for fast strikes, patrols, and hit-and-run missions, especially in the Outer Rim. The Gladiator class wasn't designed to fight large capital ships and was eventually replaced by newer models. The most famous Gladiator was the Demolisher, used by Admiral Screed and later stolen by pirates in the Droids cartoon. Gladiators also appear in Star Wars Armada, where they're known for their speed and effectiveness in smaller battles. During the Galactic Civil War, the Blood Ambition, a Gladiator 1 variant, was the flagship of a task force led by Captain Ralkio Nervi. The task force also included the Sargantuan and Warhawk corvettes, 2 battalions led by Lieutenant Colonel Erle Hovland, and TIE fighter squadrons. They fought in the Battle of Zorn, where the Blood Ambition was destroyed. The Tector-class Star Destroyer. The Tector-class Star Destroyer first appeared in Return of the Jedi and was named in Revenge of the Sith Incredible Cross-Sections. Built by Kuat Drive Yards during the Clone Wars, it was one of the largest Republic warships alongside the Imperator class. When the Empire rose, the Tector class replaced the Venator class in active service. It was similar to the Imperial class but lacked hangars. Instead, it had reinforced armor, including over the reactor, making it tougher in combat. The Tector required carrier ships for starfighters. At 1,600 meters long, the Tector was heavily armed with turbo lasers and ion cannons, and its armor made it more durable in battle. 3 Tector-class Star Destroyers took part in an Imperial Office of Customs blockade, with TIE fighters providing support. One of these ships, the Archer, served during the Clone Wars. During the Battle of Endor in 4 ABY, 3 Tector-class ships were present, and one was destroyed by Rebel fire, the Vindicator-class cruiser. The Vindicator-class cruiser was built by Senar Fleet Systems to replace the Dreadnought-class and was used for missions needing strong firepower but not a full Imperial-class Star Destroyer. Its production followed Senar's loss of larger warship contracts to Kua drive yards. At 600 meters long, the Vindicator has a crew of 2,550, can carry 400 passengers, 8,000 tons of cargo, and has a year's worth of supplies. It is armed with quad light turbo lasers, heavy turbo lasers, medium laser turrets, and point defense ion and laser cannons. The cruiser also includes a hangar for 2 full squadrons of star fighters. After the Battle of Yavin, a Vindicator-class cruiser was assigned to patrol Ord Cestus in the Outer Rim, monitoring traffic and deploying TIE fighters when needed. First mentioned in Starships of the Galaxy in 2001 and later appearing in Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron in 2009, the Vindicator played a key role during the Galactic Civil War. In Legends, the Vindicator class outlived the Empire, serving the New Republic and later various system and sector governments. The Secutor class Star Destroyer. The Secutor class Star Destroyer served as a carrier in the Imperial Navy and possibly the Republic Navy as well. It was used as a command ship or flagship during operations against the Rebel Alliance and rebellious worlds, and sometimes escorted larger star dreadnoughts. At 2.2 kilometers long, the Secutor featured 2 hangar bays and was primarily designed for carrier operations. Despite its battle cruiser-like size, it was lightly armed and had extensive carrier capabilities, which led to its classification as a Star Destroyer. It was one of the largest carriers in the Imperial Navy. With a crew of 40,000, the ship could operate for up to 2 years without resupply. The Conquest, a notable Secutor-class ship, was commanded by Vice Admiral Dodd Rancid of the Naval Intelligence Agency. In 14 BBY, he led a flotilla above Karida, but was later revealed as a traitor and killed by his own crew. Several other Secutor-class ships were stationed at Naval Station Valuducia. Though rare during the Galactic Civil War, they appeared with their battle groups to attack rebel bases or support other fleets. One Secutor-class ship fought against a Providence-class carrier or destroyer and a Quasar Fire-class bulk cruiser. In 10 ABY, a Secutor-class ship was part of the fleet around Biss when Luke Skywalker was brought there to face the resurrected Emperor Palpatine. In Legends, the fate of Secutor-class Star Destroyers is unclear, but most of these ships likely met their end through battles, scrapping, or decommissioning after the fall of the Empire. The Allegiance-class battlecruiser. The Allegiance-class battlecruiser was a massive 2,200-meter Imperial warship. Shaped like other Wedge-style Star Destroyers, it was larger than the Victory, Precursor, and Imperial classes. Armed with turbo lasers, ion cannons, and a crew of 5,000 to 6,000, it didn't carry starfighters or vehicles and relied on other ships for support. Like the Tector class, it had no hangar bays and depended entirely on its weapons. Its smooth, layered bridge structure gave it better armor than the Imperial class. Built for heavy combat, it was officially classified as a battle cruiser. Some called it a heavy Star Destroyer or a Star Cruiser, but the Republic Navy War College gave it the battle cruiser label due to its size and power. Historians used Star Cruiser for smaller ships, separating the Allegiance from even larger ones like the Praetor Mark II. At least 3 Allegiance-class ships were stationed at Naval Station Valuducia. After the Second Galactic Civil War, they were likely destroyed or retired as newer fleets favored smaller and cheaper warships. The Bellator-class dreadnought. The Bellator-class dreadnought was built by the Galactic Empire as a fast dreadnought, based on the Mandator and Mandator II designs. It was shorter, faster, and designed for quick operations. At 7,200 meters long, about 4 times the size of the Titanic, it had a crew of 88,000 and was armed with turbo lasers and ion cannons. Like the Tector and Allegiance classes, it lacked hangar bays and relied on support ships for starfighters. Its design focused on durability, with strong shields made for heavy combat. The ship featured 2 reactors beneath the superstructure and was powered by 10 large thrusters and 4 smaller ones. Its command tower had a ridged structure, similar to those found on other Imperial vessels like the Imperial class and Executor class. One Bellator-class dreadnought served with the New Republic during the Thrawn crisis, flying alongside Imperial-class Star Destroyers and a Precursor-class ship. It also participated in Luke Skywalker's capture and transport to Biss in 10 ABY. We still don't know the exact fate of the Bellator class, but most of them were likely dismantled by the New Republic after the war rather than destroyed in battle. The Mandator III class Star Dreadnought. While the Bellator class upgraded the Mandator II, focusing on speed and sacrificing some firepower, the Mandator III was designed as a more affordable alternative to larger, more expensive warships, without sacrificing offensive strength. Unlike the Bellator, which prioritized speed, the Mandator III was built to deliver heavy damage, capable of holding its own against even the toughest opponents. The Mandator III class Star Dreadnought was a formidable warship built by the Galactic Empire. Empire. It measured 5,200 meters long and had a crew of around 8,000. Armed with turbo lasers, ion cannons, and point defense systems, it was designed for long-range combat. Like the Bellator, Tector, and Allegiance classes, it lacked hangar bays and relied on other ships for fighter support. With reinforced shields, armor, and large engines, it could handle both space and planetary combat. The Mandator 3 combined heavy firepower with cost-effectiveness, making it a strong opponent even against larger capital ships. Like with most of these ships we've covered, there's no record of the Mandator 3 being destroyed. More likely, it was simply phased out or decommissioned after the Empire fell, just like the other ones. The Arquitens class light cruiser. The Arquitens class light cruiser was built by Quad Drive Yards and used by the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars for patrol, escort, and support missions. It was about 325 meters long with a crew of around 750 and space for up to 160 troops. The cruiser had limited hangar space for shuttles or starfighters, plus deflector shields and a hyperdrive. Its design featured a split bow with 2 prongs, a T-shaped command tower, and docking rings on each side. Armed with quad laser turrets, dual turbo laser cannons, and missile tubes, the side-mounted cannons could rotate for all-direction firing. All weapons retracted into the hull during re-entry to avoid damage. Under the Empire, Arquitens cruisers were used for patrols, blockades, and escorts. A fleet helped blockade Ebar, and others escorted carriers and interdictors. The Republic used these cruisers in battles like Scipio and Camino, with their small size making them very maneuverable. One ship, commanded by Obi-Wan Kenobi, was part of a mission to rescue Jedi Master Eth Koth and capture General Grievous. And in 20 BBY, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Surgeon Phil sacrificed an Arquitens cruiser on a mission to Felucia. These guys used the wreckage as cover to sneak in with a T-6 shuttle, destroy the base, and rescue a group of orphan kids. After the Empire fell, Imperial remnants still used Arquitens cruisers. One was used by Moff Gideon until Mandalorians captured it. It's still not clear if the First Order used them. The Dominator class interdictor. The Dominator class interdictor was basically a tweaked version of the regular Imperial Star Destroyer built by Quad Drive Yards. It was about 1,600 meters long with over 24,000 crew and room for 5,000 troops. Because the gravity wells took up a lot of space and power, the Dominator had to sacrifice a few things, like carrying fewer starfighters, having a smaller hangar, and slightly less firepower than the standard version. Unlike the Immobilizer 418, which was designed just to block hyperspace, the Dominator could stop both ships and fight. It combined the firepower of a Star Destroyer with a gravity wells for trapping enemies, making it versatile for different situations. This thing packed a punch with 30 heavy turbo lasers, 30 ion cannons, 6 tractor beams, and 48 TIE fighters. It could go 4 years without needing supplies and haul up to 20,000 tons of cargo. The Dominator was destroyed by Mirox Tarek in X-Wing, Izard's Revenge. She exploited its weak points and successfully took it out, severely damaging the Imperial fleet. Eventually, the Empire decided to just start adding gravity wells to regular Star Destroyers instead of building more Dominators. The Reaper-class Star Dreadnought. The Reaper-class Star Dreadnought was a massive Imperial warship, often used as a flagship or command ship. It was 3,000 meters long, had a crew of 7,500, and was armed with 40 heavy turbo lasers, 40 ion cannons, and 20 tractor beams. Its shields were similar to those of an Imperial Star Destroyer. This thing carried 72 TIE fighters and 50,000 tons of cargo. It also had a Class 2.0 hyperdrive and could move at 20 mg/lt. During Emperor Palpatine's time, the Reaper was the flagship of Scourge Squadron, a special group sent to track down and stop rebel forces in the Outer Rim. After Palpatine's death in 11 ABY, the Reaper remained with the Imperial alignment. In 12 ABY, Admiral Gilad Pellaeon took control of the ship and made it his flagship after losing his old flagship, the Chimera. He believed the Reaper, along with ships like the Dominion and Megador, could help defend the Empire from the New Republic. While Pellaeon wanted to help the Empire, he never rose to the rank of Supreme Commander. He still used the Reaper to capture Orinda and 6 neighboring star systems, and also gathered the 181st Imperial Fighter Wing from the Boros system for his mission. The Reaper was destroyed in 10 ABY during the Battle of Boros when the New Republic, led by General Wedge Antilles and the Lusancia, attacked and took it down. The Avenger. The Avenger was an Imperial II-class Star Destroyer in the Imperial Navy, part of Death Squadron, led by Captain Lorth Nida. It took part in Project Swarm, which deployed Viper probe droids to locate the Rebel Alliance's base. At 1,600 meters long, it was about the same length as the Empire State Building on its side. The ship carried a crew of 7,500 and 72 TIE fighters. It was armed with 20 heavy turbo lasers, 20 ion cannon turrets, and 10 tractor beam projectors. Its shields were similar to those of a standard Imperial Star Destroyer. The Avenger had a maximum speed of 20 mg/lt, powered by 3 Destroyer 1 ion engines, 4 emergency Guimon 4 ion engines, and a solar ionization reactor. It also had a Class 2.0 hyperdrive system. It could carry 50,000 tons of cargo and had onboard supply supplies for extended missions. This thing also had 2 deflector shield domes, a hangar bay, a communications tower, and hyperdrive pods containing fiber probe droids. After the Battle of Hoth in 3 ABY, the Avenger pursued the Millennium Falcon. Captain Nita hit its stern, but lost track of it when the Falcon hid behind the ship. Nita took the blame and went to apologize to Vader, who killed him. The Avenger dumped its garbage and jumped into hyperspace with the Falcon hiding among the debris.